Right. So you want the inside scoop on Motilal Oswal Financial Services' latest quarter. Beyond just like the headlines and stuff.
Yeah.
Great. So we've got their official Q2 FY25 results press release and even some insightful questions to really get into what these might actually mean for an investor like you.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So,
It's interesting because Motilal Oswal has been very actively raising capital.
yeah.
This quarter they raised 170 crore through private placement of non-convertible debentures.
Okay.
And if you go back to the previous quarter,
Mhm.
they raised a much larger sum, 1,000 crore, through a public issue of those same non-convertible debentures.
I'll
Just
give you
kind of
that.
wonder what they're planning, really.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with all that money?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, their latest press release
Yeah.
is boasting about the highest ever quarterly profit they've achieved,
Oh, wow.
clocking in with a payte of 1,242 crore.
Huge.
That's not just impressive. That's a whopping 123% jump from this time last year. So it begs the question, what's fueling this incredible growth?
Yeah.
Are they just riding a wave? Or is there something more strategic at play?
Let's unpack that a little. The press release uses this term
Okay.
financialization of India to kind of explain the larger context.
Okay.
It basically refers to the increasing importance of financial markets within the Indian economy.
Okay.
So more individuals are investing, more businesses are seeking capital, and this overall trend is kind of creating a fertile ground for companies like Motilal Oswal to flourish.
Oh, okay. But that doesn't tell us the whole story, does it?
No.
Yeah.
It seems like Motilal Oswal is more than just a passive beneficiary of this financialization.
Right.
The press release breaks down their performance by segments,
Mm-hmm.
and it's quite a story. And now, wealth management, for example, saw a remarkable 71% jump.
Wow.
In Pats, reaching 225 core, even more striking.
They acquired 2 lakh new clients just this quarter.
Wow.
Talk about capitalizing on a trend.
That growth in wealth management is a key indicator, showing that they're effectively tapping into this
Okay.
expanding investor base in India,
Right.
but they're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Okay.
Asset and private wealth management also saw significant growth,
Okay.
with a 63% increase in Pati,
Nice.
reaching 213 crore.
Okay.
Their asset management AUM
Mm-hmm.
even crossed the impressive 1 lakh crore mark.
Wow.
That's a serious milestone, reflecting a growing trust
Yeah.
in their investment strategies.
Okay. So different areas of the business doing really well.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, their capital markets segment also grew, but with a more moderate 45% payee increase, reaching 73 crore,
Yeah.
considering the market volatility we've been seeing.
Right.
That's still a notable achievement.
Right.
But what I find particularly intriguing is that a whopping 95% of their asset management AUM is outperforming benchmarks.
That's huge.
Are they really that good at picking winners?
I mean, that 95% figure certainly raises an eyebrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It indicates that the investments they're managing are, on average, generating higher returns
Mm-hmm.
than the standard market indices they're measured against.
Okay.
But, picking winners isn't simply about luck.
Right.
It seems like Motilal Oswal has this robust investment strategy
Right.
and a keen eye for identifying promising investment opportunities.
Great.
I think we need to kind of understand what sets them apart,
Well,
what's their secret sauce?
Right. Like if I were an investor, wouldn't that 95% benchmark outperformance make this segment incredibly attractive?
It's tempting to just jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But remember, every investor has unique goals and risk tolerances.
Sure.
So while that 95% is impressive, it's crucial to consider the bigger picture. What's driving that success?
Okay.
Can they sustain it?
All right. So we have these impressive numbers, but
Right.
let's look beyond the surface. What's fueling this incredible growth?
Yeah.
Is it just external factors, or is Motilal Oswal doing something special?
Well, the press release mentions strong tailwinds in capital market businesses,
Okay.
implying that favorable economic conditions
Okay.
are kind of propelling their growth.
Mm-hmm.
But what exactly are those tailwinds?
Right. It's like they're saying a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
But we need to see if their boat is somehow uniquely designed to ride that waves better than others.
Exactly. And that's where understanding their specific strategies comes in.
Yeah.
Their robust net worth,
Yeah.
standing at 11,070 crore.
Wow.
a 48% jump year over year.
That's amazing.
Definitely speaks to their financial strength.
Yeah.
They seem well equipped to weather any storms on the horizon.
Right. And then there's those credit rating upgrades from Crystal.
Yeah.
India ratings at ICRA. For those who might not follow these things closely, can you explain what that really means for a company?
Imagine those credit ratings like a trusted friend vouching for you.
Okay.
These agencies, they meticulously assess a company's financial health,
Okay.
and they give them a grade, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Motilal Oswal getting upgraded by multiple agencies signals strong confidence in their ability to manage debt and grow sustainably.
Okay.
And, it's a big deal for investors because it reduces the perceived risk of investing in them.
Right. It's like having a gold star on your report card showing you're a responsible borrower.
Exactly.
But there's one detail from the press release that I found quite fascinating.
Okay.
Motilal Oswal has a presence in 98% of Indian PIN codes.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's a remarkable reach.
Mm.
What's the strategic thinking behind such a widespread network?
That's a key piece of the puzzle, especially when you consider their booming wealth management segment.
Right.
By being accessible in almost every corner of India, they're making financial services incredibly convenient.
Right.
Think about those 2 lakh new clients they acquired.
Yeah.
That extensive network likely played a significant role in attracting them.
Sure.
It's like bringing financial expertise right to people's doorsteps.
It's like they're saying, no matter where you are in India, we're here for you.
Yeah.
But reaching that many PIN codes must be a logistical challenge.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the infrastructure and technology behind that.
That's a great question. It's a massive undertaking.
Yeah.
It speaks to their commitment to penetrating the market
Mm.
and making financial services accessible to a wider audience.
Yep.
It's not just about growth, it's about inclusivity and empowering individuals across the country.
Okay.
But all this success doesn't come without its complexities.
Right. It's never a simple story, especially in a dynamic world like finance.
Right.
There must be some challenges they're facing as well.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and explore that side of the equation. So we were just talking about this incredible growth story,
Right.
but every business faces challenges, right?
Of course.
Remember those market fluctuations we mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
Let's see how those might be impacting Motilal Oswal.
Okay.
We have these insightful questions here that might kind of guide us.
Yeah. It's important to remember no company operates in a vacuum.
Right.
External factors, always play a role.
Of course.
The Insightful Questions document kind of points us towards some areas worth exploring.
Okay.
One that jumps out at me is the housing finance segment.
Okay.
It actually saw a decline in PACT,
Oh, really?
a 19% drop year over year,
Wow.
landing at 27 crore.
Okay.
It's a reminder that even within a booming sector,
Right.
certain segments can be more vulnerable
Yeah.
to economic shifts.
It's a stark contrast to those high growth segments we were discussing.
Yeah,
It seems to highlight the importance of diversification.
absolutely.
Even if one area stumbles, others can pick up the slack.
Yeah.
It's like a balanced portfolio.
Exactly. But
For a company.
precisely, Motilal Oswal's presence across multiple segments gives them a buffer against volatility,
Okay.
while the overall financialization trend benefits many areas.
Right.
Sectors like housing finance
Mhm.
are particularly sensitive to interest rate changes or
Yeah.
shifts in the real estate market.
Sure.
The 19% decline, might be a signal
Okay.
to pay closer attention to those specific factors.
Speaking of things that might impact profitability,
Yeah.
I noticed their operating expenses are rising,
Okay.
specifically due to expanding teams in private wealth management and housing finance.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a sign of trouble or a smart move for future growth?
It's a classic balancing act for
Right.
any growing company.
Right.
Investing in expansion can strain short-term profitability,
Yeah.
but it can also position them for greater success down the line.
Okay.
Expanding those teams suggests that Motilal Oswal is betting on the long-term potential of those segments, even if it means a slight dip in immediate return.
It's like they're planting seeds for a future harvest.
Yeah.
But it does make you wonder, are they spreading themselves too thin?
Right.
Or is this strategic expansion going to pay off handsomely?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
It's a calculated risk.
Okay.
If those investments lead to increased market share and client acquisition, they'll likely see a significant return on that investment.
Right.
But it's important to monitor those expenses closely
Okay.
and ensure they're translating into tangible results.
So taking all of this into account, the good and the not so good,
Right.
how confident would you feel about Motilal Oswal's future.
Okay.
If you were an investor, would you be holding your breath or breathing a sigh of relief?
It's a nuanced situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot to be optimistic about.
Okay.
Record profits, strong growth in key segments,
Hmm.
that impressive network,
Yeah.
and those positive credit rating upgrades.
Right.
But we can't ignore the challenges, those market fluctuations,
Yeah.
the dip in housing finance performance,
Of course.
and those rising operating expenses.
Yeah, it really is a mixed bag.
It is. It's a mixed bag, and the future hinges on how well they navigate these complexities.
Okay. So a cautiously optimistic outlook.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But what should we be watching for in the coming quarters?
Okay.
What clues will tell us whether Motilal Oswal is staying ahead of the curve or falling behind?
This is where those insightful questions become really valuable. They highlight some key areas to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
One that stands out to me is Motilal Oswal's foray into digital transformation and tech-driven initiatives.
Yeah.
Are they effectively adapting to a rapidly changing landscape?
Right.
The financial services world is becoming increasingly tech-centric,
Yeah.
and companies that fail to keep up risk being left behind.
That's a critical point. Technology is no longer just an add-on.
Right.
It's becoming the core of how financial services are delivered and experienced.
Absolutely.
Did the report offer any updates on their progress in this area?
You know, there wasn't much detail on specific tech initiatives
Okay.
in these particular documents,
Right.
but it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Their future success likely hinges on how well they integrate technology into their operations and client offerings.
Okay.
It's not just about efficiency, it's about creating a seamless, personalized experience for their clients.
Right. It's about staying relevant and appealing
Exactly.
to a tech-savvy customer base.
For sure.
But there's another crucial aspect we need to consider. The competitive landscape.
Right.
How is Motilal Oswal positioning itself
Yeah.
against other players in this crowded financial services market?
Mm-hmm.
Who are they up against, and are they gaining or losing ground?
That's a crucial piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And it's surprisingly absent from these reports.
Bro.
There's no mention of specific competitors.
Wow.
Or how Motilal Oswal measures up against them. It makes you wonder, are they deliberately downplaying the competitive threat? Or are they so confident in their own strengths that they see no immediate rivals?
It's a fascinating omission, isn't it?
It is.
Almost like a hidden subplot in this financial drama.
Right.
Are they truly operating without any serious competition?
Yeah.
Or is there something brewing beneath the surface
Right.
that these reports aren't revealing?
It's a question worth pondering.
Yeah.
Perhaps they believe their unique combination of services, that vast network, and their focus on specific segments gives them a significant edge.
Okay.
Or perhaps they're underestimating the potential threat from emerging players or established giants with deep pockets.
Almost a strategic mystery.
It is.
But while we're speculating about competitors, let's not forget the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
The risks and uncertainties section in their report.
Of course.
It's a reminder that no matter how impressive their current performance is, the future is inherently unpredictable.
Absolutely. That section serves as a crucial reality check.
Yeah.
It highlights the fact that external factors beyond their control can significantly impact their future performance.
Okay.
Things like regulatory changes, economic downturns, or even global events.
Of course.
You know, can throw a wrench in the best laid plans.
So like a dose of humility.
Yeah.
Reminding us not to get too carried away by the hype.
Right.
But it also speaks to their transparency and willingness to acknowledge potential challenges.
For sure.
It adds a layer of authenticity to their narrative.
I agree.
So as we reach the final stage of our deep dive,
Okay.
what key takeaways would you highlight? What aspects of their business or the broader market are worth keeping a close eye on?
That's a great question. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It really has.
We've gone from celebrating record profits
to dissecting potential challenges.
Absolutely.
For me, the most intriguing aspect is their digital transformation journey.
Okay.
How will they leverage technology to maintain their edge and appeal to a changing customer base? That's a story that's still unfolding.
I'm with you on that. Their success in the digital realm will be crucial in the years to come.
Absolutely.
And I'm also fascinated by that missing piece of the puzzle, the competitive landscape.
Right.
Who are their true rivals and how will those dynamics play out? It's a question that begs further investigation.
Yeah, it's like we've uncovered this hidden layer
Right.
of intrigue.
Yeah.
We've got this seemingly unstoppable force in Motilal Oswal.
Right.
But we're left wondering,
Yeah.
who are the forces that they're contending with?
Yeah, who are they battling against?
It adds a whole new dimension to their story.
It really does.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes this deep dive so valuable.
Yeah.
We haven't just skimmed the surface.
We've really dug into the nuances of their performance, their strategies, their challenges, and those lingering questions about the future.
What's exciting is that you now have a framework for understanding not just Motilal Oswal, but other companies as well.
Okay.
So when you look at their reports, news articles, or even economic trends, you can apply the same critical lens.
Gotcha.
You can start connecting those dots, asking those insightful questions,
Okay.
and drawing your own conclusions.
It's like we've given you a toolkit
Exactly.
for analyzing financial information.
Yeah.
You're not just passively absorbing data.
Right.
You're actively engaging with it, interpreting it, and forming your own informed opinions.
Exactly. It's about empowering you to become a more discerning investor,
Okay.
a more astute observer of the financial world.
Right?
And remember, this deep dive was tailored specifically for you
Yeah.
based on the sources you provided. So hopefully it sparked even more curiosity, leading you to explore those unanswered questions, like the mystery of those missing competitors.
It's definitely given me a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Are there hidden giants lurking out there?
Right.
Or is Motilal Oswal truly forging a path all their own?
It's a challenge to unravel that narrative,
Yeah.
and I think you're ready to take it on.
I am.
I'd say you're well-equipped
Yeah.
for that challenge.
Yeah.
You've got the knowledge, the critical thinking skills, and the curiosity to keep diving deeper into the world of finance.
I think you're right. And who knows, maybe our next deep dive will be comparing Motilal Oswal to those mysterious competitors we've been speculating about.
That's a fantastic idea.
I think so too. We'll need to do some digging, find those hidden players,
Right.
and see how they stack up against the impressive performance we've analyzed today.
Until then,
Yeah.
keep those insightful questions coming.
Okay.
Keep exploring, keep challenging assumptions, and keep diving deep into the world of knowledge.
This has been The Deep Dive signing off.